large number of the black players and former black players have decided, hey, we're going to hate on Caitlin Clark and we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark constantly to elevate ourselves.
What if I told you that the WNBA's biggest rising star just almost sued a major ESPN analyst? Yep, buckle up, because this isn't just a hot take gone wrong, it's a media firestorm, a fan base revolt, and now, reportedly, a potential full-blown lawsuit. Caitlin Clark, the phenom breaking records and reshaping women's basketball, has allegedly filed legal action against Monica McNutt after months of racially charged commentary reaching a boiling point. Monica McNutt is no stranger to big opinions, but this time, her take sparked a cultural powder keg. In this video, we're unpacking every twist, from the viral quote that lit the match to the lawsuit that might shake ESPN, sports media, and the WNBA to their core. To really understand how we got here, we gotta look at who these two women are, because they're both powerhouses in very different lanes. First up, Caitlin Clark. If you followed college hoops even a little, you already know she's been rewriting record books and dropping jaws with logo range threes and Magic Johnson level assists. She's not just good, she's generation defining. From the University of Iowa to the Indiana Fever, Caitlin has brought in millions of new fans, broken viewership records, and sent ticket prices soaring. They don't call her the Caitlin Clark effect for nothing. In her rookie WNBA season, she's driving more attendance and merch sales than most veterans. One stat, games she played in averages 105% more fans than the league average, and her jersey, top 5 in sales during her rookie year. No joke. Now, Monica McNutt, a former college baller herself, is one of ESPN's boldest basketball voices. She's got real cred in the game, and she's sharp. You'll see her on First Take, NBA Today, and just about every big sports panel where the WNBA comes up. Her take? Spicy. Her delivery? Confident. And she doesn't back down from controversy. So what happens when an unapologetic analyst crosses paths with a rapidly rising icon backed by a devoted fan base? Yep, you guessed it, kaboom! That's the collision course we're on, and it all came to a head over 7 little words Monica said during a BBC interview, words that turned the temperature of the internet to 1,000 degrees. In an interview with the BBC, Monica McNutt was asked about Caitlin Clark's overwhelming popularity. Her response? She was a white girl from the middle of America, and she represented a whole lot to a lot of people. Now, to be fair, Monica also called Clark dynamic and marketable. She even acknowledged that Clark had nothing to do with the identity assigned to her by fans and the media. But those 7 words, white girl from the middle of America, that's where the fuse was lit. Because suddenly, the internet didn't hear analysis, they heard Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white, and boy did that land with a thud. People started parsing Monica's words like they were the Zapruder film. Was she suggesting Clark didn't earn her fame? Was this a shot at her race, her background? Some fans thought Monica was just speaking an uncomfortable truth about who gets elevated in women's sports. Others saw it as an unfair dismissal of Clark's historic stats, record-breaking viewership, and pure basketball magic. The internet heard Monica McNutt's quote and collectively lost its mind. Hashtags started flying. Think hashtag protect Caitlin, hashtag race baiting ESPN, hashtag McNutt got roasted. Sports Twitter went DEFCON 1. People weren't just reacting, they were declaring war. Some fans accused Monica of bottom feeder commentary, saying she crossed the line by making race the headline instead of Caitlin's talent. Others clapped back at ESPN, saying it was using identity politics to tear down the very player bringing millions of new fans to the WNBA. Some conservative commentators jumped in too, calling it woke hypocrisy and accusing McNutt of trying to paint Clark as a symbol of privilege instead of a once-in-a-generation baller. Meanwhile, fans were flooding the timeline with clips of Caitlin Clark hugging little girls, black, white, every race after games, signing jerseys, taking selfies. It was a direct challenge to the idea that her appeal was somehow racially exclusive. And Monica, she didn't apologize, she didn't clarify, at least not publicly, but behind the scenes, sources say she was shook. There were tears, shock, real stress, because what started as a hot take has now gone nuclear. So let's address the big one. Did Caitlin Clark really sue Monica McNutt, or is this just another case of the internet being, well, the internet? According to Viral Sports and some pretty passionate commentary, Clark's legal team has allegedly filed a defamation lawsuit against Monica McNutt. The claim that McNutt's racially charged remarks, like saying Clark's popularity was tied to her being a white girl from the middle of America, damaged Caitlin's reputation, disrespected her fan base, and even fueled hostility on and off the court. The reports allege that Clark's camp is accusing McNutt of inciting division, twisting the narrative around her success, and framing her not as an elite athlete, but as a symbol of white privilege. According to The Buzz, Caitlin snapped after months of subtle shots and underhanded commentary. She reportedly said, and I quote, "Y'all keep coming at me with these dumbasses. Monica McNutt, I'm done with you. I don't participate in racism. Next time I hear that, we ain't playing in a game you're televising." Yeah, that wasn't subtle, and neither was her alleged threat to boycott interviews with ESPN altogether. But here's the real deal. As of now, there's no official court record or mainstream confirmation that a formal lawsuit has been filed. That means one of two things. Either it's being handled very quietly, or it hasn't actually happened. Yet, at least. It's entirely possible this is a PR power move or a public warning shot. Think of it as Clark saying, "Keep my name out of your racial think pieces or we're going to court." So while the headlines might scream Clark sues McNutt, we've got to keep it real. We haven't seen the paperwork. Still, the damage? Oh, it's already done. And the bigger conversation is just getting started. So here's where it gets uncomfortable, but also necessary, because at the center of all this drama is a much bigger, much messier question. Was Monica McNutt being racist or just being real? Some people argue that Monica was just telling the truth. In a country with a long history of race dynamics in media and sports, of course being a white girl from the middle of America helped Caitlin Clark connect with a certain audience, but that doesn't take away her talent. It just acknowledges the reality of who the media chooses to elevate. And let's be honest, if we said Angel Reese was inspiring to young black girls because of representation, no one would blink. So why is it taboo to say Clark might resonate with white suburban fans for similar reasons? Well, here's the flip side. Many feel that Monica's comments didn't come off as nuanced, they came off like shade. Like she was suggesting Caitlin didn't earn her spotlight, she just looked the part. That it wasn't about the deep threes, the court vision, or the record, it was about being white and marketable. And that hit hard, not just for Clark, but for every young girl in the stands who saw her as a role model. It made it feel like their fandom was being questioned, like if they cheered for Clark, it meant they were racially biased, whether they realized it or not. Monica may have meant to highlight a conversation about race and visibility in sports, but what many heard was she's only this big because she's white, and when that gets broadcast on one of the biggest sports platforms in the world, it carries a lot of weight, especially in a league like the WNBA where the players, the fans, and the cultural narratives are already deeply layered with identity politics, gender politics, and now racial tension. So maybe this isn't about whether Monica is racist, maybe it's about the fact that everyone's watching the same story but seeing completely different movies. So what's with all this noise, backlash, and drama? Who's actually winning in this whole mess? Let's start with Caitlin Clark. The truth is, lawsuit or not, her star has never shone brighter. She's breaking records, selling out arenas, and carrying the WNBA on her back like a seasoned vet. Just look at the numbers. WNBA attendance up 48%. TV ratings tripled since last season. Her games averaging over 15,000 fans, more than anyone else in the league. And let's not forget, Caitlin's not just selling out stadiums, she's selling a vibe. Her style of play is electric. She's pulling up from logo like Steph Curry, dropping dimes like magic, and making highlight reels every single night. Even the WNBA draft saw ticket prices double just because fans knew Caitlin would be there. That's not race, mind you, that's impact. Now what about Monica? She's taken hits, no doubt. The internet turned on her, sports media lit her up, and some of her ESPN colleagues even kept their distance after those comments. But here's the thing, Monica's still here. She's still on national TV, she's still pushing uncomfortable conversations, and for better or worse, people are talking about her now more than ever. And the WNBA, it's getting more attention than it has in decades. Maybe not the way they planned, but the truth is, controversy moves culture. And this clash, including Caitlin's rise, Monica's mic drop, the lawsuit rumors, it's all fueling the fire. So, who's winning? Honestly, maybe all of them. Clark's turning her critics into fuel, Monica's got everyone talking, and the league, it's finally trending for something other than just scoreboards. So what do you guys think about this whole mess? Was Monica's comment just a raw, uncomfortable truth, or was it crossing the line? Is Caitlin Clark being unfairly painted as a symbol of white privilege, or does she truly represent something bigger than just her face?